I absolutely love the first season of The Mandalorian, but the second season is even better in every imaginable way. Not only did it show the growing bond between Din Djarin and Baby Yoda, but it also deepened the mythology of the series and introduced characters from around the greater Star Wars universe. Rather than do a deep dive on the whole season, I'm just going to mention some of the parts that I really enjoyed throughout Season 2. The first episode had the always delightful Timothy Oliphant from Deadwood as a marshal named Cobb Vanth. He was decked out in Boba Fett's armor, which he got from the scavenging Jawas on Tatooine. It was really cool to see him and Din take on a Krayt Dragon. I believe this is the first time we've actually seen a Krayt Dragon, and it is formidable. No wonder the Tusken Raiders ran for dear life when Obi-Wan imitated the dragon's cry in order to scare them away from Luke Skywalker. Speaking of the Tusken Raiders, I like that this series can take the time to shine a light on other races in the Star Wars universe and show another side to them than what we are accustomed to.
They're like animals, and I slaughtered them like animals.
I really like how Din shows respect to the Tusken Raiders and even knows their language. At the end of the episode, we see a character played by Temuera Morrison, who played Jango Fett in Attack of the Clones, surveying the scene. Since this episode featured Boba Fett's armor, it's reasonable to believe that Morrison is playing Boba Fett and not some other clone trooper. How he escaped from the Sarlacc pit is a mystery, although I believe the expanded universe has explored that at some point. The second episode was also very entertaining and had a sci-fi horror feel sort of like Aliens. While some people may be impatient to get to the more mythology-heavy episodes, I like that they mix it up with the adventure of the week ones. I mean, George Lucas was inspired by old adventure serials like Flash Gordon, and The Mandalorian, being a TV series, can play around with these kinds of stories more than a movie could. I know that a section of the internet got all up in arms about Baby Yoda trying to eat the frog lady's eggs, but I thought it was pretty funny. Besides, he got some karma handed to him when he ate an ice spider egg, which resulted in all the ice spiders chasing them back to the ship. Besides Din having to admonish Baby Yoda whenever the latter made eyes at the eggs, I also especially loved it when the frog lady started leaping towards the ship. It just struck me as hilarious for some reason. The trio are saved by the X-Wings they were trying to escape in the first place, and it's nice to see Dave Filoni back as one of the pilots. The third episode was a mythology-rich episode as Din Djarin meets Bo Katan. I loved Battlestar Galactica, so it was really thrilling to see Katie Sackhoff play a live-action character on Star Wars. She was already the voice of Bo Katan in both the Clone Wars and Rebels animated series, so it was a very organic evolution. Bo Katan is basically Mandalorian royalty. It's no wonder the episode is called The Heiress. Fun fact, her late sister Satine was also the love interest for Obi-Wan Kenobi. Anyway, she confuses Din when she takes her helmet off, and when she tells him he's actually a child of the Night's Watch, who are a bunch of zealots that cling to the old ways, he gets a bit pissed off. He doesn't want anything to do with them until she tells him that she can direct him towards a Jedi in return for some help. I had heard rumors that Ahsoka was going to have a guest appearance this season, so it seemed likely that Bo Katan may know of her whereabouts since they have such a long history. The help Bo Katan asks for entails capturing an Imperial freighter carrying a cargo of weapons that will enable them to reclaim the planet of Mandalore. It's a thrilling heist sequence, punctuated with moments of humor when the Imperials realize they are dealing with Mandalorians. There's even a Battlestar Galactica airlock type scene which was pretty fitting. I really love Titus Welliver's character as well. Lost viewers will know him as the Man in Black, or the Smoke Monster. His character commits suicide so that he can't give up any information, but we find out that Bo Katan is after the Darksaber, which is an important weapon in Mandalorian lore.
Legend tells that it was created over 1,000 years ago by Tar Vizsla, the first Mandalorian ever inducted into the Jedi Order. After his passing, the Jedi kept the saber in their temple. That was until members of House Vizsla snuck in and liberated it. They used the saber to unify the people and strike down those who would oppose them. At one time, they ruled all of Mandalore wielding this blade.
We saw Moff Gideon in possession of the Darksaber at the end of Season 1, and I imagine he must have taken it when the Empire took over Mandalore. At the end of the episode, Bo Katan says,
"Take the Foundling to the city of Caladan on the forest planet of Corvus. There you will find Ahsoka Tano. Tell her you were sent by Bo Katan."
Even though I knew this was coming, these words were music to my ears, especially because it reminded me of this dialogue from Obi-Wan Kenobi in The Empire Strikes Back.
You will go to the Dagobah system.
Dagobah system.
There you will learn from Yoda, the Jedi Master who instructed me.
In the fourth episode, Din takes a detour to Nevarro in order to repair the Razor Crest. He's reunited with Cara Dune and Greef Karga, who enlist his help to destroy the last remaining Imperial base on the planet, What follows is a roller coaster of action sequences that evokes all kinds of original trilogy Star Wars feels, including Death Star interior type shenanigans, speeder bike chases, and TIE fighter shooting. The most interesting thing about this episode is the fact that the base turned out to be a lab in which Dr. Pershing, the scientist from Season 1, was conducting experiments with Baby Yoda's blood. We see vats of, well, not sure what we are looking at, but it conjures up images of the vats of failed snow clones we had seen in Rise of Skywalker when Kylo Ren met Palpatine. They could be trying to create Snoke here, or maybe they are trying to make a clone of Palpatine which can house his spirit or energy, or maybe they aren't linking this up to the sequel trilogy at all and it's something else entirely. It's a mystery for another day, because at the end of the episode, Din and Baby Yoda fly off to find Ahsoka. Din realizes that if Moff Gideon is still alive, he must still be after Baby Yoda. What he doesn't realize is that a spy has placed a tracker on the Razor Crest so that Moff Gideon can follow them. At the end, we see Gus Fring in full Darth Vader cosplay, among rows and rows of scary-looking stormtroopers in black armor. Well, that takes care of the first 4 episodes. Each episode has been a standout, but the season gets better and better as it goes on. I had planned on making one long video covering the whole season, but ended up procrastinating. So all I have right now is part 1, and I do hope to complete part 2 at some point this month. Until then, may the Force be with you.